Hello student, welcome to my channel Biology with Rutuparna. Let's start the topic, that is as we studied before, that is as we started the subject, that is reproduction in an organism. Today we will discuss about the propagation method by the stem. This is the second lecture of reproduction in an organism. Just I will recalling about what we studied before. That means in the first we can study that is what is lifespan actually, and different organism have different time of lifespan period. Then let's take to the what is the process of reproduction and what are the different method of reproduction processes in the living organism. That means vegetative propagation method, asexual method, and the sexual method of reproductions. Then now discuss about the specifically vegetative method of reproduction, that is specifically seen in case of plants due to presence of totipotency capacity of a plant. Due to, as you know, a small part of plant can be developed into a whole plant. That is the main cause why a plant can grow into a whole plant. So from a small tissue, a plant can be developed from a small a plant cell can be developed into whole organism. Let's start the topic, that is the vegetative method of reproduction. As you know, there are two methods of reproduction process. One is the artificial method of reproduction, that is artificial method of reproduction. Another one is natural method of propagation. Natural method of propagation by stem cutting, by root cutting, by leaf cutting, by turion, by bulbil. These are the some sorts of different type of natural method of propagation. Today we will completely discuss about the propagation method by the stem. Normally you know that is the stem is the modified form of shoot, and shoot can be developed from the plumule of a seed. There are three different types of stems are normally seen. One is the underground stem, another one is the subaerial stem, another one is the aerial form of stem. Then what is the underground stem actually? Now when a stem can be developed into, when a stem is present just below the surface of the soil is known as the underground soil. When a soil can be developed just above the soil is known as the subaerial stem, and the stem which is developed into the completely above the soil, this is known as the aerial stem. Then what are the different types of modification of a stems are there, which is act as a propagates to develop into a whole plant, we are discussing here. That means underground part, that is just below the surface of the soil, how stem could be modified into different form and can be can be helpful for the development of by the propagation method. First we will discuss about the tuber. Tuber means bud develop over their nodes or eyes. As you know, stem have the nodal region and internodal region. The tuber, that means that is the undifferentiated cells. Gote overall, that means one is the presence of overall tuberous structure, and that bud can be developed over their eye nodes. Nodal region, in the nodal region there is some germinating structure are arising. When we can cut that particular region, we can develop into a whole plant. Example is the potato. Like that, second type of modification of stem that can be found in the underground part is the bulb. Bulb, that is the underground condensed shoot. Condensed means the thickened shoot that can be store the nutrition and the food material. Example is the garlic and the onion. Then third example is the underground part of the stem, that is known as the corm, that is unbranched solen underground stem, that is no branching system of the stem, that is only a solen condensed structure, that is known as the corm. Example is the colocasia, that is the in Odia mean that is saru. Corm, the example is that is colocasia, or otherwise called as the saru. Rhizome, main underground stem which store food, that is ginger and the turmeric, that is the rhizome. Rhizome are for the roots. The stem which is look like the root, but it is actually a stem, and which is main function is to store the food. The examples are ginger and the turmeric. Then sucking nature of a stem is known as the sucker, that is a completely slender and underground branch that develops from the base of the aerial shoot. Just aerial, that is the above the shoot, there is the development of a thin slender branch is known as the mint, and the banana are the example of the suckers. These are some sorts of examples of propagales by propagation method by the stem when a stem is present in the underground of the soil. Then let's come to the second part, that is the subaerial stem. Subaerial stem, that is normally seen three types. One is the runner, stolen, another one is the offset. That means runner, that is could be help in the running from several generations, but running could be several area. Examples are narrow green horizontal branches. Narrow, that is the thin, green photosynthetic, horizontal, that means parallel branches which develops at the base of the crown. Just base of crown re jodi grow korchi, then it is known as the runner. And examples are the lawn grasses. Examples are lawn grasses. Second, that is the stolon. Stolon, that means that is a subaerial stem that can be found just above the soil surface, and these are the arced horizontal branches that developed at the base of the crown. That is horizontal branches which could be developed at the base of the crown. Crown base above to jodi gote stolon gote develop hoiji, that is known as the strawberry. Offset, these are the internodal long runner found in some aquatic plants. That means node to node there is the presence of a nodal region. Between the nodes there is the presence of an internodal region which is help in the store the food and are found in some aquatic plants. Then examples are the Eichhornia and the Pistia. As you know, Eichhornia and Pistia, these two are the, that is aquatic plant. Thus their stem could be help in the vegetative propagation, that is this type of modification is known as the offset. Actually this type of stems are helps in the vegetative propagations. Clear? Next take to the aerial method of a stem which is help in the vegetative propagation. Normally that is the phylloclade. As you know, that is in each and every stem, that is the nodal region and internodal region. Nodal region contain high meristematic activity. If we cut a node into nodal region, then it can be developed into a whole plant. That is normally found in a rose plant, then that is a China rose. Every flowering plants can show the nodal activity so that a stem cutting can be developed into whole plant. But this is some type of aerial stem. Example is the phylloclade, that is normally example is opuntia, which is seen fleshy, that means the water holding capacity, greeny, photosynthetic. Phylloclade, each segment of such stem develop into new plant that can be looking like a leaf, but this is actually a stem and which store the nutrition or food which is help in the vegetative propagation, and main example is the opuntia. This photo showing that is the leaf cutting part. This is, that is the bulb developed in the bryophyllum. This is the some parts of a bulbil that can be arise from the base of the leaves. These are the multicellular bulbil from a flower. Vegetative propagation method by the leaves, by turion and by the bulbils. These are commonly similar, so I put forward in a one frame. Then first, that is the propagation method by the leaves. Leaves of many plants have adventitious pod. Such leaves fall on the ground and from the bud root is developed and they could mature and develop into a new plant. That means whenever a leaves can have the capacity to grow developed into a new plant, and every plant have not that much capability. Only certain group of plants having the capacity to develop the root from the leaf, and the examples are bryophyllum and the bignonia. This is the leaf of a bryophyllum. This is the leaf of a bryophyllum and having small buds surrounding to the just lamina of the leaf. This bud when detached from the parent plant developed into a new individuals. Thus other examples are bryophyllum, another one is the bignonia. Bignonia leaves have such bud creating capability when they can detach from the parent plant or parent leaf developed into a new individual. Then same, that is the propagation method by the turion. A turion is a solen bud which contain the stored food. Contain करछि, what is content? That is the stored food, and it is detached from the parent plant and germinate under the favorable condition. Turion is nothing but a stolen portion of a bud which contain the stored food. That is, as a vacuole is present in the cell, a plant cell that contain the highest amount of food, that is water and food. Like that, a solen bud is developed in a parent plant. That is nothing only that is that the bud can develop anywhere of a plant, that is maybe leaf bases, maybe stem base. That is only a that let's start the propagation method by the turion. A turion is a solen bud. That solen bud contain all the nutritive tissue, all the food that can be required by a plant. And if this is detached from the parent plant and germinate under the favorable condition, on favorable condition means when sufficient amount of water is available, light is available, then this solen bud can be detached from the parent plant and develop into a new individual. Example is the Ultricularia. Is the propagation method by the bulbil. These are the multicellular fleshy buds. These are not bud, these are the bulbils. Bulbils, these are individually multicellular in nature and fleshy, very fleshy, containing maximum amount of water, that take part in the vegetative propagation, that help in the, that is vegetative propagation, and detach from the parent plant and developed into new individual. Examples are oxalis and auge. Let's start the artificial method of vegetative propagation. This is a completely man-made process which is specifically intentionally we cut a some parts of plant to develop into a new varieties. Like example is the rose plant, China rose. For quick multiplication of desired varieties of plants from somatic plant, we can go for the artificial method of vegetative propagation. It can be done by the cutting, that is the stem cutting or root cutting or leaf cutting, then layering, then grafting, bud grafting, and micropropagation. These the first we will discuss about the two. That is first one is the, that is the cutting. Cutting part is, these are cut pieces of plant part which are planted by root cutting. That means a some small part of lemon or orange can be cutted, and this root cutting can be developed into whole organism. Then next, that is the stem cutting. That means the some part of the rose and the sugarcane can be developed into new individual and can be developed into new plant. That is the stem cutting from the nodal region of a stem. Then next come to the leaf cutting, that is Saint Paulua. Example is the, that is as bryophyllum. Same the, that is the leaf, small portion of leaf can be cutted and can be developed into whole organism. Then next come to the layering part. As you know, that is the layering. It is a method of asexual propagation, or otherwise called as the vegetative propagation, in which a stem is made to produce to roots. Roots stem, that is from the nodal region, that is high meristematic activity. They can go for the division process and can produce to roots while still attached to the parent plant. Whenever they should be attached to the parent plant, and also can go for the production of roots, and these roots can we can cut that particular part and separate it from the parent plant and developed into new individual. This photo showing the root cutting, that is the root developed into new individual. This part showing the stem cutting, that is the below the nodal region stem is cutted and can develop into new individual. This is the cutting part at the below 45-degree temperature. Please like, share my channel. Thank you for watching.